awesome. So now we got another question from the Family Chat's Instagram page. If you're not following it, please make sure you go follow this. You want to follow this content. It's amazing content. You get up-to-date notifications on when we're going live and all the other things that we're going to be doing. But Blaine Wellslager, excuse me if I butchered that last name.
Blaine Wellslager.
Thank you. If you could start a franchise around one baseball player from now, who would it be?
That's a great question. Because there's so many different positions and there's so many different players and there's so many great talents. There's so many young players. The player I'd pick would have to be under 25. Still leaves several MVP candidates. And I know everybody wants me to say Mike Trout, and it would probably be dumb to not say Mike Trout, but I'm going to have to go with a guy who's won a World Series, and I'm going to have to say Carlos Correa because he plays, first off, shortstop, one of the hardest positions in the league to find a great player, to have a great player. Second off, World Series win. He's done it in the playoffs, proven done in the playoffs. Trout has never done it in the playoffs. And lastly, he's Puerto Rican. What else could you want? What else could I want? That's a tough question. We're saying if you had the first pick in the first ever revamped draft, everybody's in the draft. No one's. I'm taking Carlos. One. I'm taking Carlos Correa number one. Just an amazing talent.
And
John Rickland says that's racist. John, stay out of this. John, stay out of this.
Man, and Freddie, man, he threw out a lot of great names: Trout, Judge Correa, Kershaw, Machado, Ohtani, Stanton, Altuve.
Man, you put Ohtani on there.
Yeah, no, he's going out.
Ohtani on there. Ohtani can hit and pitch. You know what? I said
that's that new guy who
you said. I said Judge would be MVP. I'm sorry, I did not mean it. Ohtani's going to be the MVP this year. Judge will be a close second place. Ohtani's going to win the MVP this year because he's going to have 15 wins and he's going to hit 30 home runs.
Wow. And where's he from again?
Japan.
Oh my goodness. So we went from a Puerto Rican to a Japanese guy. Again, see? There's no room for racism on this thing.
I promise.
We're equal opportunistic for all nationalities.
And I just want to show everybody on the live this. You guys might not like it, but I just got a new sticker for the top, for the laptop. Caleb, what you think?
I think that Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And that's all I have to say on the subject.
And look at this. Guys, I did not leave y'all out. I promise you I did not leave y'all out. I still got Jordan on there. Just a quick shout out. My dad doesn't like the sticker at all, but I thought it was great.
But I think John Merkland has just said one of the best things that we can have on here. Speaking of baseball, when it comes to America's greatest pastime, Jordan is better than LeBron. A great segment into what he just wanted to show you. So
you know what? Guess
job.
what? I don't know. Because I bet if LeBron James played baseball like that Sprite commercial, he'd be pretty freaking good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you've had it. So that's listen, LeBron is a phenomenal athlete. I can't even hate on him. He's a phenomenal athlete. I'm sure he would be good.
I'm sure
I would just love to know, where would they put him? If you had LeBron on a baseball team, where would you want to put him?
Okay, so if LeBron James is on my baseball team,
yes.
Where am I putting him?
Yes.
6 foot 9? About 250 pounds. I think homeboy is gonna have to play right field. This is where all the big dudes are. He's with Stanton. He's with Judge. I think he's gonna hit about 40 home runs, steal about 50 bases.
And now we're all assuming that he can swing a bat.
He would not. He would not be good in the baseball field.
Barry said he would put him first base. John Merkland left out. Freddie said LeBron would be a great tight end. I completely agree. And I want to actually take that question to transition into our next topic. We've gone basketball. We've gone baseball. Wow. Football season is right around the corner, and I couldn't be more excited.
Bro, I'm excited. And what's coming up even sooner?
The NFL draft. Oh my gosh. This year, it's like, so I feel like we go through plateaus with the NFL draft. Like we have really, really high highs.
Yep.
And then it just crashes. And it's like, all right, who's
first round.
this year? But to me, it seems like there's going to be some kind of consistency in the draft this year. Like there's some good players who could be going around.
No doubt. It's one of the best. It's going to be one of the best drafts we've had in a couple of years.
So then let's talk about this, because Davin on one of our Facebook comments said, Joe, who do you think will go first? Number 1 pick this year, who is it?
Well, if I'm the Browns, and I'm thinking clearly, and I've thought about our recent draft experience and all the things that have gone wrong, and how many quarterbacks have been shuffled through that organization, I'm picking Saquon Barkley first pick. Saquon Barkley is the best talent in the draft.
Nasty.
He is going to flip an organization around. There's no way the Browns should pick a quarterback first when there's about, 6 guys who are supposed to be going in the first round.
No, I completely agree with you, but I just got a question about it though, man. Listen, Barkley's my number 1. He's my first round draft pick, so I'm not questioning that at all. But one thing that I'm having a hard time with is, bro, do the Browns even have an offensive line to allow him to do anything?
With Joe Thomas retiring, it's tough.
Bro, I understand you need a good running back, but for a running back to be effective, you have to have an O-line.
Listen.
Especially nowadays, when you got D linemen who are running 4.7s and 4.8s.
Listen, I don't know everybody on the offensive line, but it's probably decent enough to where you get a guy that's a beast of a talent like Saquon Barkley doing everything to the best ability that really almost any running back's ever done.
Yeah.
You have to take that chance, and you have to do it that because you have so many great quarterbacks in this draft.
Yeah.
So you're still gonna get a QB RB combo.
Yeah. Just like Freddie said, they have the 4th pick that they can pick up a quarterback. So again, it's not.
You might not get that number 1 guy quarterback that you want,
right?
But you're still gonna get somebody
a top prospect. So again, it's not to say that Barkley shouldn't go first. I think that he's created enough separation where he needs to do it. But man, I just get nervous about running backs. For example, man, and a little bit old school, and it was a huge buzz, but I was a huge Trent Richardson fan.
Oh God.
When he but all through college, we're like, okay, the people comparing him to the Mark Ingrams, and he's a new thing coming up, and you saw him running with tenacity and everything. He gets there, and bro, I couldn't even tell you where this man went. I didn't even know when he went to the Colts. Now I think he's out of the league. I don't know if he's back. I don't know what's going on. So
I think he's in Canada.
So what are they going to be What are they going to be able to do? Freddie says the QBs are not automatic. Barkley's going to be a beast, and man, I completely agree because of everything that the cognitive abilities that a quarterback has to have, and the different speed of the game. Barkley has already proven himself to be a man amongst boys in college football.
I mean, in all these QBs, and no one's talking about. We're still not really talking about Mayfield, and we're not talking about the guy from Louisville.
Oh my goodness!
Jackson. We're not talking about Lamar Jackson.
I forgot that he was in the draft this year.
Bro, we're talking about Heisman winning players versus some guys who played at UCLA and USC and didn't even win 10 games.
Do you think Jackson is going to be good in an NFL pro-style offense?
I really do. I think he's going to be the next Michael Vick, if that's crazy to say.
So now Michael Vick in the running aspect, or do you think he can actually be a quarterback? Do you think he could be a quarterback in this league and not a run first option quarterback?
I really do, because when he was playing with Louisville, he was spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like a running, throwing quarterback that we've seen before. He was legitimately a talented quarterback. I mean, he could run, and when he threw the ball deep, he hit his man. Lamar Jackson is no joke, and I think that everybody who's saying that he's going to be a bust is crazy, because I just think he's going to be such a good player, and I think he has to go to the right system. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot going on, but honestly, man, before we even get to new players, there is so many transitions going around on the league that are going to be opening up teams. Joe, me and you both, we're Cowboys fans. What is happening with Dez? What do you see going on? I mean, Freddie's over here talking about where's he gonna go, or are the Giants, Eagles, or Skins gonna pick him up? What do you think is gonna happen?
Listen, right now, I just have to say this. I'm upset. I'm genuinely upset. I love Des Bryant. He was a superstar charisma. He just had that type of swagger, you know? He wasn't the type of player that would be like, I don't know, he wouldn't try to kneel in the game. He would always follow, you know, what the guys on the team wanted. I felt like he was a real team player, but at the end of the day, he was not performing like a superstar wide receiver that he was getting paid to be.
Right, exactly. And
at the end of the day, it's dollar bills.
I think that's the biggest thing you said, Joe. If you're going to be paid that money, you better be able to be efficient with it.
At the end of the day, like I said, it's dollar bills.
Man, Freddie just said Dez was not the problem on Dallas. He goes to Patriots or Packers, and he'll be the Dez that we know. So then let's go ahead and let's ask the people then. The Cowboys are getting rid of him for some reason. Why wasn't Dez effective with the Cowboys?
I'll tell you right now.
What was it?
I think Dez is being blamed for something the coaching staff should have taken the fault for. I think Jason Garrett is getting one more year that he probably shouldn't have got. Jason Garrett has been such a disappointment of a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, you just see it sometimes. He doesn't really like to take a lot of chances. When we're going to Dez in the end zone, it's the same old thing.
Yeah. So now let me ask this. So I mean, and I as a Cowboys fan, I
he's
can agree with
coaching
you.
Dak the same way he coached Tony Romo.
That was what I was gonna say. We got a phenomenal play action quarterback right now. Somebody who's very good with quick balls, and yet we have this superstar stud long distance receiver. It is not adding up.
It wasn't a good mix. I felt like if we did something different with the offense than what we were doing with Tony Romo, then it would have been a different story. Because Dak is such a talent. Dak can really sling the ball.
Yeah.
But he's not the type of player that Romo was, to where you know where Dez was going to go when we were
exactly
goal line.
Man, and John Merklin just said the owner is the problem. Solve that, and I think that can go on a whole nother podcast for that. Remember, this is trying to be an abbreviated version. So let me ask you this then, Joe. If you're an NFL owner, or what NFL team was like, yo, I have the quarterback, I have the assistant receivers, I need that one superstar where I can highlight you. Where does Dez thrive?
I'll tell you right now. He should be going to the Patriots.
Oh, don't tell me that.
He should be going to the Patriots. They just traded away their top wide receiver to the Rams. So I just think him and Tom Brady and Dez.
Yeah, that'd be nasty.
It's gonna be one of his best wide receivers in a couple of years, and that's scary to say.
Yeah, oh man,
that's scary to say.
I'm not a Patriots fan at all, but I like Dez.
I love Dez.
I want him to do good, but I think if you're going with it, I think Patriots or I think Packers would be the two to have a quarterback where can sling it and knows how to make those reads. Freddie says Packers, Patriots, Jacksonville, Houston, or even San Francisco are just some of the other teams that they could go to. So this is going to be crazy.
It's going to be a crazy offseason for the NFL. I mean, we're really going to see the teams that are going to be coming. I mean, the Rams right now are no joke.
Yeah.
The Rams are no joke. They're getting better. That's scary to say. Because the Rams were pretty good last year.
Yeah, they were. I remember we were doing fantasy, and who was it that had Gurley? I think it was Angel. That had Gurley, and was racking up points.
Gurley's a beast.
Every single week.
And they're getting better.
You know one of my favorite things about Gurley? He keeps to himself. There hasn't been drama. When you hear about him, you know it's football related. And it's not on his off-the-field character.
That's true.
And I think in today's age, I think our football players are becoming such prima donnas and superstars where they think that they are above all this and above all that. I love seeing he's an old-school, blue-collar, let's get this work done kind of running back. And I absolutely love it.
That's facts. I mean, just such a great talent. I mean, probably should have won the MVP. Just such a great player. I mean, over 2,000 combined yards. and he just did everything. He just did everything, and he was the best at everything. So, I don't know.
So let's talk about this then. But while we're on the subject of receivers, and this is the year that it feels like some of the top players are just open. Odell Beckham.
Oh God.
What like it? Okay. Hype or real deal? What is he?
What is Odell Beckham like as a player?
Based on what we've recently seen, what he's consistently showed us, is he hype? Is it just hype? Is it just another honey badger kind of a thing, or is he real deal?
I'll say this right now for everybody to see. Odell Beckham is as real as it gets in the NFL. I mean, he got hurt.
He's nasty.
He's been hurt a couple times, but he is the best wide receiver in the league. I mean, the dude is flashy, and he's flashy for a reason. I mean, he's the best player in the league.
Yeah.
And I just think that the Giants, if they just not going to pay him, then it's going to be the dumbest move the Giants probably have ever made.
So, are you willing to deal
other than hiring McAdoo
and keeping Eli Manning? Sorry, Eric Oliveris. We're still praying for your Giants season this year. But so I think John Merkland just brought such a great point up. He's the real deal, but with no plan for success. Odell, he's a head case. Is a Sunday for 4 hours worth the money of dealing with franchise headaches? For being on, for how he's acting off the field, or the altercations that he gets on the field, is it even worth paying him for all that hassle?
100%. 100%. He's another level. He's another tier of wide receiver. I mean, like, there's only like 3 I could put with him. So, I mean, if you have that type of player that's explosive, you give him a ball over the middle, you give him a little slant, you give him a pass, and he's gone. I mean, dude is so fast. He's so insanely fast. And I mean, and he's bringing in so much money for New York. I mean, just to have a superstar like that, imagine the jersey sales.
Yeah.
Imagine the people who are buying tickets just to see Odell Beckham, who probably don't even live in New York, but they're Odell Beckham fans.
Exactly.
He's a superstar. He's a next level type of guy.
You don't even have to be a football fan to know who Beckham is.
Nope.
Which is one of the benefits for them. So, what do you see happening with him this year?
I see a complete turnaround with the Giants. I mean, I think they're obviously a better team than what they were last year. Obviously, injuries put them out, but I just think that they're going to be another tier. I think that Eli Manning, with that coach gone, I think Manning's going to play a lot better. So,
man, so
I think Manning has another year.
I don't know, bro.
I think he has one more. That's it, though.
I don't know. Well, we'll move topics on that one because I can go on that for a little bit, but man, there is another thing that I would like to go into, and it's something that Angel just brought up that honestly I'm unaware of. Mark Sanchez tested positive for PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs.
Man, I don't care, bro. He's garbage.
But why?
Because he's garbage. He's trying to get paid.
Yeah, but like,
bro, let me ask you this.
But like, if you're garbage, you're garbage. PEDs aren't gonna help you.
Let me ask you this. Say the year is 2003.
Okay.
You weigh 150 pounds.
Yep.
You are top draft prospect. You're hitting the ball out of the park. You're running touchdowns.
Yeah.
And you know that maybe if you take PEDs, you're going to get paid $20 million. Do you think, what do you think is more important? Your financial stability or your legacy at the end of the day?
So, Joe, I think you might be asking the wrong guy this question. Because at the end of the day, and I mean this sincerely, I would have a hard time knowing that everybody that I'm going out on the field with is being tested and that I'm trying to use something as my advantage so I can try to overwork the system. Call me old school, but that's just like now. Due to the sport that I personally compete in, I get the use of PEDs. I personally won't use them, However, I can understand where they come from and the mindset behind it. But let's think about it. Would his athletic performance necessarily help him that much? Peds aren't going to help you not cause a butt fumble.
That happened once.
But this is the thing, though. As a quarterback, I'm more worried. Peyton Manning was not the most physically gifted quarterback.
Probably the least.
But his cognitive capability and decision making was impeccable. Tom Brady, in the same way.
The quarterbacks that are top are not the most athletic guys.
So what?
They don't have 8-packs.
So it's one thing if we're talking like a Ray Lewis, taking pads or to prolong a career or somebody like that. But bro, we're talking about Mark Sanchez, a washed-up quarterback.
I mean, obviously someone told him something to where he thought he would have been to the next level of play.
I'm sure that's
you're
what he
not
thought.
taking that for no reason.
No, for sure. I mean, he's definitely wanting to get some money out of it.
Yeah, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, Mark Sanchez, it makes you look like trash. Because you're already so bad, you just get caught for PEDs. It's like, when did you start using them? Because you've been trash for a couple of years.
Yeah, this is dumb. John Merkland, I have no idea who you are, John, but I want to meet you. And he just said LeBron's MVP is his pharmacist, allegedly, of course.
LeBron James is built out of steel and aluminum.
I believe that would hurt a lot if that was the case.
Built. He was born 25 pounds, and he had a 6-pack.
Now, John just brought up a great point. The history of most sports teams is riddled with peds and such since the 60s. I completely agree. And it is, what can I get away with rather than can I stay clean and stay free? So then let me ask you this, Joe, and this is kind of a topic that is a little bit off of sports, but to the moral of sports rather than the games of it, right? So do you think peds should be allowed? So let's think of it this way, bro. In MLB, how many guys have gotten in trouble within the past decade or two for using performance-enhancing drugs?
In the early 2000s.
In the NFL, we've seen it. In basketball, we don't hear it as much, but I mean, we're ignorant to think that it's not there. Even to the point of the Olympic level, we've seen things. Should PEDs be allowed in sports?
I just don't think they want it because it has so many side effects.
But do they?
I don't know.
Do they?
You're the health guy.
Yeah. So,
facts.
well, I mean, I don't want to say that. So this is the thing. No matter what you want to research, you can find research to support whatever side you want to go on. You can find research to support whatever side you want to go on. Man, I like the idea of us using our natural born capabilities and seeing us max those out. Imagine a lot of the guys who we've seen using performance enhancing drugs.
More interesting.
It would make them more interesting, but then it would be more achievable for the average man. I think one of my favorite things.
Because at the end of the day, PE is not going to make you hit a baseball.
It's not going to make you hit a baseball,
you have to have that.
But if you connect with it, it makes it go a lot longer. So that takes that. So performance enhancing drugs, in a sense, could take me, a 5'7", 200-pound guy. Well, I'm 190 right now, but 200-pound guy, 190-pound guy. I can make me, assuming that I can work my training a little bit, I might hit 2-3 out of every 10 balls, and I can launch them when I hit them. But is that my natural capability? Because, so let's go to a Barry Bonds is an example, the first one that comes to my mind. He was obviously phenomenal. Obviously one of the best baseball players we've ever seen.
Amazing.
He was using performance-enhancing drugs. How good could he have been without using those? Like I feel like it's almost a cop-out. It's like you're trying to rush the road to success when it's let your core take its time. Like I don't think we've ever seen anybody fully max out their natural potential.
You don't think so?
I don't. Because I think we're ignorant to think that we've seen somebody go 100% of their potential. I think there's always a 1% or a 0.5% improvement every year. Otherwise, why is it that Jeter goes out to practice, or Jeter went out to practice every year, every day, going to practice, because he was still trying to get better. Considered to be one of the best shortstops, but still knew that there was something that he can do better.
That's true because, I mean, at the end of the day, nobody's going to be perfect in anything. And I think what you're trying to achieve is trying to be as close to perfect as possible. No one's going to be perfect, but at the end of the day, when you're one of the best, that you don't get there without working hard.
Yeah.
And to stay at the top of the game, you have to still put in that work.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you're 35, 36 years old, you still got to go out there and you still got to practice, man. Like,
Yeah.
you can't be a great talent in any sport
Right.
if you don't go out there and put in any work.
For sure. And John Merklin just put in that PEDs do different things. They help with recovery. They do things. But so let's take in a sport like baseball. If you have a pitcher who's using PEDs for recovering, how often is he able to pitch? I mean, there are so many different things that, we have been talking about the strength side and the speed side and the physical attributes of it. But to go into the recovery, I mean, you have a football game on Sunday, but then you're playing Thursday night. What does that look like? The recovery is just completely different. Now, I think, though, the biggest thing for me, I don't necessarily have a problem with it if every sport allows it. I think if one sport allows it, every sport would need to. Because, but it would never happen. But let's talk in a perfect world, or as far as perfect for when we go to a game, we don't go to see average things.
No, we don't want to see.
Everyone loves Judge because they know that they're about to see something that the majority of the world cannot do, right?
And that's a fact. I think that if you allow PEDs in the NFL and the MLB and the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
the ticket sales are going to go through the roof because you're seeing something crazy every night. You're seeing some guy hit 2 home runs. You're seeing some guys dunk on everybody a couple times. But at the end of the day, I don't think many average guys are going to get there because of PEDs. Because you have to already have so much talent. And now if everybody's taking it, well then some guys who are now average and take it, they're still going to be average compared to guys who are talented and taking it.
For sure. No, it will do some different things. I think the biggest thing, if it's going to get done, it has to be, I think every team would have to hire a full-time team physician doing blood work. If you're really talking about, let's go to the drug side of things. If that was to open up, you would have to hire a team physician to be able to do the blood work, because I think another thing that gets lost in the interpretation is that there is only one form of PEDs. As John Merklin has talked about, there's certain PEDs that do different things, but especially there's different compounds that different people's bodies will react with. What I would take would be completely different than what Joe would take in order to have the same goal, which it goes to specificity. So a shortstop isn't going to train the same way as a first baseman. You got to go individual. But considering that there is no way that is even going to happen for them to go there, what do you think? So the Mark Sanchez taking PEDs is like, what do you think the NFL commissioner is going to do? Like, I would just like to know that, because I feel like it's been so like, but this is the thing.
Games.
Zeke Elliott last year, let's talk about that for a second. So he got suspended for an allegation when somebody earlier in the year got suspended for 1 game and was convicted for it. And off of an allegation, he got suspended. A conviction for 6 games? No, half the season. And then conviction, 1 game. Mark Sanchez, is it even worth doing anything? Is Sanchez even worth the hassle of going through a trial period? You have to.
That's the thing, because if you don't do him, then everybody's going to be like, well, why did he...
What do you even think it's going to look like? There's like, you're suspended for a game.
4 games. 4 games.
I honestly, Joe, could not even tell you what team Mark Sanchez is on.
I couldn't tell you either.
Does anybody know what team Mark Sanchez is on?
Not even on a team right now.
He still makes money. Listen, he's making a lot more money than me.
That's what I said. John, if at the end of the day, if you're booty cheeks garbage, and you're like, okay, maybe if I take this, I'm going to make a couple more million. For me, that's like, no-brainer.
And I would agree for.
But at the end of the day, it depends on how good I was.
Well, and for any other position, I would completely agree. But for a quarterback, when it's more based on your mental decision-making skills as opposed to other things, and I'm sure that his shoulder is still pretty healthy. So even if he was taking it for recovery, I don't think he's been on his back a lot lately for all the sacks that he had, but I don't think that he's going to need it that much recovery. I believe he would need to work on is getting some PEDs for his mental game rather than anything else.
Now he needs to take a quiz. Is what Caleb's trying to say. He needs to take a test. He needs to take an IQ test.
he needs something. All
right,
right.
Caleb, do we have any more questions?
I'm trying to go through. No. Oh, yeah. So, John Merklin said LeBron gained 7 pounds during a game, reported on by numerous sources. Any biology majors out there that can explain that happening naturally? So,
listen,
John, I'm
not eating them buckets.
Well, I'm not a biology major, but I did graduate with my bachelor's in kinesiology, exercise science. That does not sound probable at all. However, I think it is needed to take into consideration that LeBron is a freak of nature. I mean, his physical attributes can't be taken in the same way as another human being, and that can kind of get sometimes out there, but he's one of those outliers. Everybody fits into this block here predominantly, and then LeBron is all the way over here with very few other people with him. So different people's metabolism has them doing different things. And honestly, it can be as simple as, and I'm not sure the game that you're talking about, but was it an away game? Because whenever you fly, your body tends to hold on to water. How much sodium did he have? Because that's going to make him retain. Was he drinking a lot of Gatorade? Because all those sugars are going to be sitting in him. There are a lot of factors. Now, 7 pounds, that's a lot that you're talking about. That's a lot of weight, even if it is just water.
Maybe we have to check the scale.
But I don't know. But he is a freak of nature, and there are many other sports. Since we're going on this kind of track, if you take the sport of bodybuilding, man, there are guys who they are physical freaks natural bodybuilders that are just physical freaks. You know, John Merklin said LeBron is the Lance Armstrong of basketball. The same stuff was said about Armstrong. He's just a freak. His heart beats differently than others. He works harder. I don't buy it from LeBron any more than I did from Armstrong, and I'm a cycling fan. Man, I think you're right. He's done commenting on LeBron. Perfect. Well, I'll finish with this then. I think you're right. I mean, there are people who take advantage of things, but
LeBron
there
is
are
natural as it gets.
There are also freaks. I'm not saying he's natural because I don't know that for a fact, but I am saying he is a freak, and for us to not take that out of the equation.
No, I know. I know LeBron is a freak, and I know LeBron is a clean athlete. You just seen him his whole career. He's always been just about the same size. It's not. I mean, the dude goes hard in the off season, probably harder than a lot of other players, and he's 33 years old. So, I mean, I just think it's that mental edge that LeBron has, because LeBron has to be one of the most mentally strong players in the league. I mean, he's obviously been in the league for a long time.
Yeah.
But he's gotten to a point where he doesn't let one game bother him. He doesn't let the team struggling bother him. He goes about his business. He does what he needs to do, and he gets the job done. So, I mean, Caleb, anything else we have to say?
No, man. I think we basically hit it. We've gone over a lot of the major sports. Barry, I saw you talking about NHL. Honestly, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
NHL playoffs, go Lightning.
Go Lightning.
Go Lightning.
There we go. Go Bolts. But this is, I think, is come to the conclusion of our 30-minute podcast coming up on an hour and 5 minutes.
Hey, we really pushed this thing.
But thank you guys so much for your interaction. Exactly. I think we had planned it for the 30 minutes, but man, you guys, the followers, are the reasons why we were able to make this happen and go as long as we did. So thank you so much. Again, please, as soon as this video is over, as soon as we close this out, share this video. Let people know about Family Chats, the things that Joe, Freddie, and Angel are doing here, enlightening the world in a fun kind of a way on sports, bringing you real facts, real updates. Man, this is a phenomenal thing. Joe, thank you so much for having me on the podcast.
Everybody,
I appreciate it.
Quick shout out. Go follow this man on Instagram at Pitbull Fitness.
Thank you.
He's an insane dude. Look how big he is. He's a bodybuilder. He's doing a lot of great things. He competes. Go show this dude love. He filled in perfectly for Angel and for Freddie. definitely gonna have to get him back on the show. I mean, the dude can talk.
That is one thing that I do know how to
talk.
do. That is one thing I do know how to do.
So, like I said, I'm gonna put his stuff on the YouTube video. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you follow this man. He's a freak of nature. Make sure you guys follow Family Chats on Instagram.
Yes.
Hit the share button. Subscribe on YouTube. We really appreciate it. Facebook. I mean, thank you. It's been an amazing week.
Yeah.
We wanted to make this really short, but you guys really pushed it. You guys kept asking questions, and I really do appreciate it. Even when my dad isn't here, I can still have my dad's friends show up and still talk with us. So it's been perfect. Thank you guys.
It's been great. This is the wrap up for episode 15 of Family Chats. Make sure you prepare yourself, get ready with questions that you would like to see happening for further episodes. Be ready for episode 16 next week. Freddie will be back on the show, and it'll be right back up with the live crew. So thank you guys again so much for listening. Hope that you guys have a great week.
Yeah, man. Everybody, see you guys later. Over and out. All right, YouTube. You're the only one that's left.
Because you the real deal.
We want to say thanks for watching. If you watched the whole video, make sure you guys subscribe. Like I said earlier, give this dude some love.
Thank you.
Give this dude some love. Link below in the description is his Instagram, is our Instagram. Make sure you click both of them and make sure you follow both of them for 2 great new follows. We appreciate all the love. Just make sure you guys keep up, and thank you for being a part of the family.
Y'all have a good one.
To talk about with every sport known to man. Watch it, subscribe, share it with your grandma, grandpa, grandpa's brothers, everybody. Share it.